boys and girls, today we're going to be talking about estimating fractions. It is TEAG 4.3F, and it's talking about the reasonableness of estimating. In other words, does it make sense? And so we're going to be looking at sums and differences and estimating fractions from 0 to 1/2 to maybe 3/4 to 1, and we're going to be referring them to a whole number. So let's look at our notes and talk about this. Estimating fractions. We estimate fractions by rounding them to 0, 1/2, or 1 on a number line. Estimating fractions, when you round a fraction or you estimate, for example, if we have the fraction 4/7, we write down the denominator of the fraction that you are rounding 3 times. So in this case, we have 7, 7, and 7. We set the fraction to the left equal to 0. So we put a 0 in the numerator. We set the fraction in the middle to 1/2, and we set the fraction to the right as 7/7. So on this one right here, we have to think about what is 1/2 of 7. Okay, for those of you who don't know, 1/2 of 8 is 4. 1/2 of 6 is 3, so 7 is right in the middle, so 1/2 of 7 would be 3.5. Now you can always do this, and this is taking it a little farther. Okay, let's say that I have 7 is my denominator, and I want to find 1/2 of 7, so I'm going to divide 7 by 2. So 2 goes into 7 3 times, multiply it out, subtract, bring down, I have a 1. But in this case, if I put a decimal point there, and I add a 0, then I can technically bring that 0 down, and now 2 will go into 10 5 times and multiply it out, and you see that that is 3 5/10, or it actually represents 3.5. So think about, if it is an odd number, what is the number before it? What is the number after it? And it'll be right in the middle. So I have 0/7. 1/2 of 7 is 3 5/10. And then this would be 7/7. Now, when I think of it, as I scroll on up and we look at it, and it's just like this. So set the fraction on the right to equal 1. All 3 of the denominators are 7. Now you compare the original fraction to the one you wrote and see which one it's closest to. So when I look at 4/7, what is 4/7 closer to? Well, it's not closer to 0/7, and it's not closer to 7/7. 4/7 would be right here, right after 3 5/10. And if that's the case, then that means 4/7 is closer to 1/2 than it is to either one of those. So let's look at this next one, 9/10. So my denominator is 10. I'm going to write 10 here. Remember, we write the denominator 3 times. So we've got 0/10, and we've got 10/10. Now, what is 1/2 of 10? You're right, the answer is 5. So we've got 5/10. Now guys, we are looking at 9/10, and we're thinking about what is it close to. Is 9/10 closer to 0/10? No. Is 9/10 closer to 5/10? Not really. Is 9/10 closer to 10/10? Yes, it would be right here. So pretty much 9/10 is closer to 1. And that's what we're going to be talking about today in our notes. 9/10 is closer to 1. All right, we'll go on to the Smartboard lesson in just a minute. See you in a little while.